Here, and we're back for a movie review. War Machine. Not that War Machine, but Netflix's War Machine. Directed by David Michôd, who directed 2010's Animal Kingdom and 2014's The Rover. He also wrote this movie, and it's based on a non-fiction book by the name of The Operators by Michael Hastings. It is a fictionalized version of the events in the book based on the firing of the U.S. Army General Stanley McChrystal. This movie stars Brad Pitt, Anthony Hayes, Emory Cohen, R.J. Cyler, Daniel Betts, Topher Grace, and Anthony Michael Hall, and even Tilda Swinton. So what's this movie about? Basically, it's about the 4-star General Glen McMahon, who is sent to Afghanistan to bring the war to an end, but finds himself to be the one under attack. Dun dun dun! So what did I think? Well, first off, I watched this the day it came out, and then it just disappeared from my memory. Literally a week later, because it came out on the 26th of May, and on June 9th, there was an article on Slash Films called "The Pentagon is Obsessed with Brad Pitt's War Machine." And literally, I'll just link it below. But literally, this was the article that reminded me that I saw this movie. Seriously. Literally. Remembered I watched a Netflix film, but I did not remember for the life of me which one and what was it about and who was in it. And this was like, hey, you watched this movie. I'm like, oh, right. So that clearly is my review. Good day. Later. Just kidding. I gotta tell you how bad it is first. Well, first off, if you didn't know, this is a Netflix film. Original film. And Brad Pitt. Wow. The first time I saw the trailer for War Machine, this movie, I was like, huh, this is pretty impressive. Brad Pitt's doing sort of like a character study type of thing. It's very un-Brad Pitt-like, the mannerism and all that. And I was like, oh, that is interesting. I want to check this out. And I did. And yes, his acting was great. Character and the mannerism, interesting, but it could not carry a film to save itself. I mean, it is a satire of the real event, but it wasn't a good film. The pacing was off. The characters were just not convincing whatsoever. I mean, there's a fine line where it's satire, but I still feel like it's a real thing that this happened. Because, I mean, it's a real life story, but it's fictionalized, inspired by blah, blah, blah. But seriously, my biggest gripe in terms of just the characters was that when they first all showed up, there was Brad Pitt. He is blah, blah, blah. And then they start doing this, like, character roll call with, like, this guy is like this. He's anger management. I don't know why he's in the army. Blah, blah, blah. And then next guy, next guy, next guy, next guy. And then I'm still like, who's narrating this? Why is he having this type of tone with these guys? And then later on you find out it's a journalist that like sort of paved the road for this whole thing to blow up. And nothing actually comes out of that. I mean, the characters are super surface level. You see their stereotypicalness from that catchphrase soundbite. These guys, whoa, whoa, whoa. Anger management. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I think that's the only guy I remember. Like, literally, he was just angry, and it wasn't convincing. I just felt like they put actors into army uniforms and go like, hey. So, there's that. The characters, you just don't care for them. Tilda Swinton shows up, and she's just a reporter, and there's no character from her. So, Anthony Michael Hall is, like, named in the wiki page right after Brad Pitt, and you were like, hey, he's probably in this movie. A lot. But he's hardly in it. He plays Michael Flynn. Interesting. So, overall, I don't even know where it's supposed to have gone. I mean, a satire on this issue. The guy that Brad Pitt plays, the real-life counterpart, came from really great praise, and he just really got screwed over when he showed up at Afghanistan, and then things blew up in his face. I mean, this guy did his job, but it just felt like they made him look like a dude that didn't know what he was doing, very out of touch. Maybe that was the case, but it just wasn't compellingly done. The execution was poor. I find it really ironic that the article says Pentagon is obsessed with War Machine. So the people that are supposed to hate the film actually love this film. It's just weird. This is picking fun at how government sanction of war stuff works over there and how the government is shooting himself in the foot by sending people over there or having these type of people taking charge, and people just don't care and they don't know the situation and all that. And then feel like it could have been a more compelling story. The subject matter could be satirical, but just the cast all around just didn't mesh well, and you just didn't really care. I most of the time I was like, why am I still watching this? This is a waste of time. And then there's some bits of moments of like okay acting. And you're like, oh, okay. That was nice. But then the okay acting and Brad Pitt's acting don't justify the entire film. And it's just too bad. We also got Keith Stanfield, who was in Get Out, playing Walter. He's in this at the end, and then there's a whole excursion of him just being crazy in terms of just like, he's really struggling with, I don't know who's a friend or foe here. Like, this stage of war is literally anyone can pick up a gun and become my enemy. That was alright, but I don't know, just everything that led up to it was just taking forever, and I think like it could have had its moments, but it didn't. Seriously, I feel like this film could have been more just seriously acted, and I think it would have been better. And I am afraid to really look into the real life accuracy of this, as in if those guys that were Brad Pitt's like posse really acted like that, it's scary, because these guys are in the military and they're, you know, people's lives are at stake. Like, they lead people, they make decisions, they do things, what have you. It's scary. So maybe that's what they're trying to go for, but sure, that's me really looking roundabout way into something that's potentially good out of this movie. But overall, Brad Pitt's acting, you see it a bit and you're like, oh, that's fun, different, but it doesn't carry the film. Can't carry the film. It shouldn't carry the film. So, yeah, just don't watch it. I mean, there's a lot of reviews out already, but, you know, I'm just telling you to not watch it. And that's basically it for this movie review for War Machine. So if you have seen War Machine, I don't know, it's sad for you. Leave your comments down below. Maybe you liked it, hopefully. I mean, if someone liked it, that's great. Maybe you're from the Pentagon, or you're in the government, and you're like, yep, that's how exactly it is, ha ha ha. That's just great, I guess. But yeah, if you didn't like it, leave your comments down below. Get back to you as soon as possible. And that's it for this movie review for The War Machine. For War Machine. War Machine. Side note, really, why did they name it War Machine? Was it just to get, like, people thinking that it's related to Marvel? But it's totally not, so why? It could have been named differently. But yeah, you know, movie names nowadays are just dumb. Anyway, that's it. Later!